All right, so let's talk about opportunity. See, opportunity is not something that just appears. Somebody doesn't just walk up and hand it to you. Opportunity is typically something that gets presented by hard work, planning, having a clear vision, and a strong desire to do something different in your life, or to gain the experiences. Most people waste opportunity or waste the potential of opportunity by just waiting around and doing nothing about it. So I'm going to walk you through some things that I hope that I know are true about opportunity, and I'll explain some past situations that I've had that has caused me to lose actual opportunities that may have changed my life in some way. So the first thing that I do know is that opportunity only shows up when you have taken the steps and made the effort to move the small things out of your way. Let me explain that. Do most people understand, and stick with me on this? Most people understand that you have to change the oil in a car, and you know 3,500 miles, 5,000 miles, whatever your car manufacturer is, you change the oil in your car. Now that sounds very simplistic, but let's think of this for a minute. If you don't maintain your car, if you don't do just basic maintenance on your car, one day at some point in time, it's going to fail. And you want to know when it's going to fail? It's going to fail when you most need it. So if you put yourself in a position where you're not taking care of the little things, so you are available to take care of the opportunity, just like changing the oil in your car. When you need to run out and need to start that car, and that car fails because you did not change the oil, that affects everything going on. Well, if you haven't put everything in place, or made sure that the small things are out of your way, you took care of setting your alarm in the morning, you took care of making sure that you have savings in the bank, you took care of the tasks that you're supposed to be doing your W-2, you put yourself in a community where you start to grow and learn from people, and you've you've placed yourself in a position that now opportunity has a place to go. You've put out the energy that you're ready for a larger opportunity. You put out the effort to put yourself in a position where if an opportunity presents itself and you're like, well, I will go back to a job in your car. Well, you are presented with this job offer or this position or this chance to go to that could really change your life, and yet you didn't maintain your vehicle, but you need a vehicle to be able to travel. Well, that opportunity potentially is lost because you are not putting yourself in a position that when an opportunity shows up, that you are prepared and in the best position to be able to take that opportunity and run with it. So make sure that you put yourself in that position. Make sure you're taking care of the small things that do not become roadblocks to much bigger opportunities that could be presented to themselves to you. The the next thing that I know is true about opportunities is most people squander them, and I am not in any way, shape immune from that squandering of opportunity. See, I was in a position of being, when I served in the military, I was being offered to be sent for some training, and I was not taking care of the small things at that young of an age to understand that this opportunity that was being presented to me was for some training that I'd fought for and that I really needed. And when it then came back to being approved, because I wasn't taking care of things in my personal life, I then asked to turn down that that opportunity of going and getting the training and potentially advancing my career. And it was just that I was probably too young, but I also was not taking care of those little things. And so I squandered that opportunity. And that seems to be a very common thing. And it gets squandered by either you don't recognize that it is actually an opportunity. Maybe you're in a conversation with somebody and they're talking to you and they're trying to sort of egg you on into understanding what they're saying because they're trying to beat around the bush a little bit and getting you to sort of potentially even ask for it. And you just don't recognize, you're not picking up the cues. You are, you know, an individual is presented with a potential opportunity, and yet what happens when they get reviewed is they find, they either find out that they don't have the skill set for it, or they're not in a position that they can take it for some reason. And so what happens is you are not putting yourself in a position, and then when those opportunities they arise, it just doesn't get taken. It gets, as I said, it gets squandered. And I don't know why that happens as often as it does. Potentially, people that are in the position to provide those to you or to somebody uh, aren't paying attention enough to the people that work for them, or to the people that are in their personal circle. And maybe that person just doesn't, it they're just not in the right place for it. And so those opportunities have the potential of being squandered, and it can be devastating at times. And the third thing that I know happens all the time is that most opportunities never come back around in that shape, or what that all the details of the opportunity potentially never ever come back around. And once again, that was, in my time, there was a job that I was going for, and in the job, potentially I had the possibility in the job of not having medical insurance for 90 days. And I had young kids, I was married, and I, in my mind, could not in any way, shape, or form end up without medical insurance for 3 months. I had very young children. And it was something that could cause, if in those 90 days something catastrophic happens, it could cause a devastating effect, and a ripple that may not have been able to be outran for quite a while. And so worked diligently at trying to figure out how that job could, work and fit. And it never could. It never did. And that opportunity was never presented again. I even visited that potential opportunity later on down the line, and it just wasn't available. And so a lot of people do not do the preparation and do not put themselves in a position that when an opportunity is presented, they feel, well, I won't take it right now. I won't take that leap right now. I won't take that trust in myself right now, because it'll come back. That position, that job, that investment opportunity, in any regard, will come back, and it never does. It very rarely does it ever show back up in the way that it did at that time. If they do show back up, there's usually something less about it. It doesn't usually show back up with more, larger salary, more vacation time, bigger stock options. It's usually reduced. That opportunity is usually reduced. And I think that is because, depending on who went out on a limb to provide that to you, may very well feel that it was sort of a slight that you didn't take it. They may not understand why you couldn't take it. If there wasn't a solid enough explanation on why that opportunity couldn't be accepted, and getting somebody to understand that. And then even if you worked hard at getting them to understand it, there may be some feelings in there that causes them to see you in a different light now. So that's something that really and truly, I hope it sparks something in your mind about, you know, first of all, putting yourself in a position that when an opportunity shows up, you can take it because you've taken care of the small stuff. Remembering that opportunities are usually squandered, and that falls into looking back at the first one, which is you just didn't prepare yourself to be able to take it. And then, the last piece is that they don't typically come back. So, always strive to put yourself in a position that when an opportunity is presented, you are in a position to willingly and gladly accept it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your comments below. Subscribe to the channel because it really does help. And until we talk again, live life like you mean it.